A lot of them are Republicans, and we used to hang out a lot.
Trump, Frank, would you like to respond?
The problem with the political climate right now is all these politicians. They're no good. There's a lot of bullshit, a lot of political bullshit. I'm gonna come in with corporate bullshit. We're gonna run these politicians out of town. You know, Bernie had a lot of good points. He said it starts with people, and that's true. And I'm gonna start with the most important people, which is corporations. I love people. I'm gonna be one of the best people presidents ever. I've made a lot of people, but I've made even more corporations. And what I like more about corporations than children is if they start failing, bankruptcy. Who cares? You don't lose any money. I'm gonna start with the most important people, corporations, and then let it all trickle down to all of you folks, the unwashed, and you'll love it.
I'm actually finding myself agreeing with Donald Trump in a certain respect, but you know, I'm gonna let you in on a little politician secret here. To be perfectly honest, the Democrats and the Republicans get along great. None of you know this, but we are all funded by the same pill people. I was at a Monsanto rally for Hillary Clinton recently, and you know, I gotta tell you, we hang out until like 4 or 5 in the morning. Like, it always looks like we're arguing, but to be perfectly frank, we are so together in taking your money and getting great TV spots that we're actually already together. Really, it's the people who are fighting. The politicians are actually 100% unified in that this two-party system is the only way to go. And so we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that. We're just gonna, you know, we're just gonna get along. We're gonna hang out at corporate parties together, and then after we do that, we'll grow closer. We'll grow closer.
Monsanto!
Bernie, would you like to follow up to that?
Corporations are not people.
Well done. Speaking of people, people's needs, one program in particular in this country has come under a lot of fire lately. That would be Planned Parenthood, Women's Health. If you were president of the United States, would you continue to fund Planned Parenthood and support it?
Well, again, talking about people, it seems to help a lot of people. It's good enough for me. I don't see why it shouldn't be funded, and you know, I'll talk to them about what else they might need.
I believe in Planned Parenthood. I believe that we should keep abortions safe, legal, and rare.
As a believer in small government, I have to ask you, what is smaller than a fetus? So therefore, I've decided that we shall govern fetuses stringently, and I am anti-abortion, I am pro-life, because I believe in the smallest of governments. I want to take it beyond a fetus. I want to legislate zygotes, and I want to maybe even small, tiny little cells or things that are about to be cells. I want to legislate them all because that is what small government means to me.
Rand Paul talks the talk, but I'm the only one who's got a great plan to actually destroy Planned Parenthood. First thing I'm going to do is have my good friend Carly Fiorina become their CEO, and we don't even need anyone to vote on this. You know, Rand Paul's talking about zygotes. I go one step further with my Republican friends, and that's, we want to stop people from having sex by blocking their access to affordable birth control. We're kind of like that person at the bar who's stopping you from having sex, only pervasive and everywhere.
Wow. Thank you for your answers. We have a question from the audience. Rand Paul, specifically. Ron Paul.
Hey,
Rand Paul.
I get it. You all like my dad better.
Specifically. People wonder how you can be pro-life and pro-gun.
Easy. Easy.
How are you going to be able to shoot people if there are not enough children. I think that's what you're asking is impossible. If you're going to be pro-life, there's going to be too much life. How do you balance that out? The free market says guns. And so you have as many guns and people available, and then you will wind up with a population that is somewhat stable. That is the Rand Paul plan. Lots of guns, lots of unnecessary, unhappy babies, and let's just see what happens. RoboCop, maybe. Maybe RoboCop.
The only way to stop a good candidate is a bad guy with a gun.
Wow. Thank you all for your answers again. So the American public has many concerns beyond firearms. One of them is the environment. So two-part question. First and foremost, do you believe climate change is a problem facing our country today? And second, how would you help to mitigate it? Rand, I'll start with you. You seem to have a problem.
Little cold out, right? Global warming. All right, if you want to believe this liberal claptrap that global warming is happening, that's fine with you. But as a man of the world, someone who's moved well beyond that, I know that scientists are unreliable when it comes to science. What you should do is you should trust newscasters and other politicians. If you want a true answer, very often scientists, they get all wrapped up in the minutia. They don't see the big picture. They're just too focused on this is a fact and this actually happened. And very often they lose that American gut feeling, that thing that makes us move beyond, what is in front of us, but in fact move to attack a thing that is not even there and then fear it for many, many years. That's my take on global warming.
Day one, I'm gonna make this guy head of the EPA. We got too many facts, too many pinheads. Number two, no one loves the environment more than me. But what I hate about the environment is real messy. What I like to do is cut it down, build a golf course, put my name on it. That's my vision for America and our national parks.
Hillary Clinton is an alternative energy presidential candidate. And Monsanto...
Alternative to energy.
Alternate energy. Alternate energy. Excuse me, a woman is talking. That's right, exactly. I'm going to be better than my husband. And I'm going to continue the Clinton dynasty in office. Because that is what democracy is about. Dynasties, yes. It is also about how Monsanto is actually doing wonderful things for the environment. And they are backing my campaign, so clearly they are backing the environment. And they are for family planning and healthcare. GMOs will help healthcare.
Scientists. Remember how long it took to convince people that smoking caused cancer?
Jury's still out.
Would you like to expand on that, Senator Sanders?
Well, it took about 20, 30 years, and I don't know how many people died of cancer during that period, but I don't know that we have 20, 30 years. So, we should, and if we have to take the lead, we have to take the lead, because we've certainly taken the lead in exploiting the environment. People are probably waiting for us to take the lead.
Thank you. Okay, so right now, the world military situation is quite flammable. We've seen wars break out in the Middle East. We have refugees pouring out in all directions. How would you, as president, solve the Middle East problem?
I don't think the United States can solve that problem, especially when we are always on the verge of sending in another 200,000 troops. that didn't work so well. But it's one thing our small government does very well. Send troops overseas, and then not take care of them when they come back.
I would do a better job than my husband did. And healthcare.
First of all, we're gonna have the strongest military we've ever had. Our military's been so strong we don't have to use it because everyone, especially Putin's, gonna be scared of us. Second of all, after I spend trillions of dollars on the military, I'm gonna spend billions on veterans benefits. I'm gonna be the best veterans president ever. I'm gonna do all of this while lowering debt. I don't know how, I'll figure it out later. What was the actual question? What?
Middle East.
Well, first of all, take all the Syrian refugees we're taking, send them back day one. They can come back, but legally. Then I'm gonna make ISIS so scared. You got a problem? You got Obama rolling out the red carpet for ISIS. I'm gonna beat them. How? Tell you about it when I get elected. But you're gonna be so happy. We're gonna be winning so much. You're gonna be sick of winning. You're not gonna re-elect me because you're gonna have so much money. You're not gonna know what to do with it.
I would like to talk about drone strikes for the next 13 straight hours. That would be my plan. That is how I would address it. I would give a speech as a Republican and as the party that has launched the last couple wars, and I will denounce our president who is following the Republican plan. I will put it all on him. I will blame it on Barack Obama after he is gone and he was done. I will push it on him and basically exonerate the rest of my Republican colleagues. Don't look at me like that. I guess you're included in my Republican colleagues.
Randy.
I would actually pull out, which makes me completely inviable and completely not a candidate, really, for the Republican nomination. But I'll say it more as a fetish, I suppose, because I also want to deregulate Halliburton, Monsanto, and many of the companies that wanted this war. So I'm kind of in the middle and confused. I guess that would be my best way of putting it out there. I'm a very, very confused man.
Thank you, Ron Paul. So our final question tonight has to deal with millennials. More than any other generation, they will be going to college in one of the most expensive college environments. Thank you. College environments ever. How would you, as president, enable America's college students?
Yeah, well, elections and presidents, politics should always be about the future. And, I was young once. I vaguely remember this. And, I went to school for next to nothing. Pretty good school. Worked during the summers, and it was paid for. And, there is absolutely no reason this cannot happen again. And the life that I've had, there's no reason everybody can't have it if we just get out of this habit of supporting billionaires in the lifestyle they're accustomed to.
Come back to me at the end.
I love millennials. Millennials are great. Next woman I marry is probably gonna be a millennial. No one's more pro-millennial than me.
Your daughter's a millennial, right? You were really fond of her.
Oh, she's fantastic. She's really great. If she wasn't my daughter, I'd probably marry her.
Well, in my way of reaching out to the millennials, what I've done is I've switched my position on the drug war to actually, bring those penalties back, because what do millennials love more than being arrested for marijuana? my dad was upset, and you know, like, what does the old man know? I'm reaching out to the kids, so I decided to throw in my lot with the pharmaceuticals, and you know, I used to be against the drug war, but I just kind of changed, because you know, I'm not listening to old man dad, I'm listening to the kids. I got you kids, I got you millennials.
I am actually Anne Rand.
No!
And I am here to shame Rand Paul for not being a very good libertarian. He is nothing of the perfect objective man.
I am a libertarian!
No, you have taken my last name as your first name, and you have failed. You admitted you were a confused man. No.
Don't do this.
Failure of libertarian, failure of Randism. You do not understand objectivism. Healthcare.
Wow. Well, that was quite a stunning surprise at the end of our debate there. I'd like you all to thank the candidates for coming out tonight. Hillary Clinton or Jane Rand. Rand Paul, not Ron Paul. Donald Trump.
I just like to
Donald Trump.
Ayn Rand a question.
Okay, we have Bernie Sanders would like to ask Ayn Rand a question.
All right, don't go far.
Ha!
What do you think of socialism?
I think it needs objectivism. There is no objectivism in socialism.
There's the endorsement.
Great place to buy American merchandise. There's no better place to wave an American flag made in China.
Thank you all very much for this strange debate. Don't tell Debbie Wasserman.